I hope you can't hear my neighbor because they just got loud.
We live, we live.
Real recognize real. Listen, real recognize real. Real recognize real. Listen, real recognize real. Listen. Tune in and turn up your radio. It's going down. Turn up your speakers and let them bomb. We on right there. You already heard about it. Great jealous and y'all so feeling there discussing times. Pick up your phone and call. So real, talking about facts and the metaphysical. So deep, you gon' need a rap to make sure you stay afloat. So baby, don't you change that station. Be a part of the sister greatest in the making. It don't matter what you're doing, just save it. And you can get back to it later. And you can get some of this flavor. Cause real recognize real. Real recognize real. Real recognize real. Real recognize real. Hey yo, Shaw. Hey, listen, I tuned them one night, man. I appreciate that, man. That was real. Hey, real recognize real is a G-Law. Always be yourself, never be a fraud. Life is up and down, call it seesaw. Stay woke, triple R, ringing the alarm. French chill up in the net, feel better. Made from pure chocolate, dip the vanilla. Caught up in the rain under your umbrella. Always rock the house from the roof to the cellar. That's why I gotta tune in. When you're on camera, I hope they zoom in. So many shows only let the fools in. Out my mind, they addicted so you can move in. Cause real recognize real. Always turned up so they back and just chill. Ain't thinking about drama, ain't thinking about bills. Just you wait. Real recognize real. Real recognize real. Real recognize real. Real recognize real.
Because recognize real. Yes. Listen, welcome, y'all. Welcome to the Real Recognize Real Talk radio show. I'm your host, Franchella, and got the best host in the country. You hear what I'm saying? I'm saying in the country, not the city, but the country. Lynette.
Okay, Betty New Year.
I know that's right. It is 2021. Thank God it's 2021.
Yeah.
And we're definitely looking for some blessings in 2021. A lot of things have gone on in 2020 that we're not going to really get into, but the start of 2021 has been very rocky. What do you say, Lynette?
Yeah, I totally agree with what just happened with in the Capitol, in and outside of the Capitol. So we're off to a rocky start, but I'm hoping that things get better. I'm looking forward to progressing beyond this point, but it was extremely crazy, stressful, disappointing, embarrassing for the United States. You know, it was horrible.
Absolutely. Our democracy, was breached. I mean, it's crazy that they allowed them to be able to storm through the Capitol. I mean, the Capitol is a place that should have never happened. But of course, you have people that want to compare and say, with the Black Lives Matter, they're rioting, they're, setting fire to businesses, they're doing all this. It's no comparison at all.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
And and they want to talk, and these same people that want to talk about it, they say that you know, that they're comparing that to the basically the White I'm sorry, not the White
The
House,
Black Lives Matter.
because the Capitol, I'm sorry, they're comparing the
Okay.
Black Lives Matter to the Capitol situation. But what they need to be comparing the Black Lives Matter is to the Black Wall Street, where they came into the Black Wall Street and they destroyed all of the Black businesses, the homes, and everything else. They rioted, and nobody wants to talk about that. I think the conversation, and you know, prayerfully, we don't keep every show, you know, that we have to keep talking about our past administration, because it will be passed soon.
Absolutely.
You know, Biden is inaugurated, but I don't want to keep, you know, talking about that. But you know, I'm praying that is not another major situation that we're forced to talk about this. But I think where it has to come together is we have to sit down on both sides, but people have to be open to listen to each other.
Right,
They have to talk. We have to talk about what we've been through in our situation, because honestly, you know, some of the white privileged people, they don't understand, because they grow up in white schools and white neighborhoods with white families, and they're not exposed to Black people until they enter into the working force. And once they in the working force, they meet Black people, but they really don't hang with them or anything like that. So they really don't know, you know. It's very disconnected. And I think that Black history need to be taught in these white schools, so they would know more of the history than just the Martin Luther King or Rosa Parks. You know, it's certain situations that they allow them to know, you know. And I do believe and pray that we have a newer generation that that's not going to let this happen, you know. White and Black, you know, it's a different breed, you know. We you know, clash together now with music and things like that. I think that will kind of change the world. I mean, you're still going to have those old school racist people, but sooner or later, prayerfully during my grandchildren's time, that we would definitely be in a better world.
I totally agree with you. I mean, just the fact that it was an inside job, you know. I mean, racism is something that's been going on for years, you know, but it's different when it's hidden versus exposed. So it's almost like under the current administration, racism has become so open and commonplace, whereas before you didn't see it. You know, you knew about it and you knew it existed, but you didn't see it as often as you do now. So I'm hoping that with the diversity that we have coming to the White House and the officials that were appointed, I'm hoping that not only are they a diverse group of people, but they also be included, because, you know, as the saying goes, that diversity and inclusion is a good thing in the workplace. However, it's awesome to be diverse, but the inclusion part is sometimes overlooked. So even though they have a seat at the table, let their voices also be heard, because that's how you are actually included. It's not just about your diversity, it's about actually being included, not just sitting at the table, but having your voice be heard and represented at that table. So I don't want us to, and that goes for everybody, not just this show. I don't want us to keep dwelling on what happened at the Capitol and make it overshadow what's coming, because we have a whole lot of firsts in this first Black, first transgender, first first woman, you know, first openly gay male. So we have a lot of firsts, and is that something to be applauded, because it's something that we've never had. So I hope that as we're talking about the negative aspect of what happened at the Capitol, we're also talking about the good things that are coming down the pipeline. But I also want to say, because I know we have guests, and I want to
they're sitting in the green room. I see them sitting in the green room. Can't wait to bring him up.
Yeah, so I just want to make one more point. I also want to say that for this to happen at the Capitol, it was an eye-opening experience that is preparing us for the inauguration. So we better be ready come inauguration. The same thing should not happen. And I know there are a lot of threats out there, but we better be ready. They should have been called the National Guards, just like they called them on the Black Lives Matter movement, and they were only peaceful protesting. So anyway, I'm off my soapbox because y'all know once I get started, I will be back in. So,
no problem at all. It's something we had to mention. It's definitely something that we had to mention. We couldn't just make light of it, but God makes no mistakes, and it was a reason for this. And I think it was an eye opener for a lot of those who were Trump supporters, and they opened their eyes to see that this man has done nothing but destroyed us for the last 4 years. And I'm just looking for 2021 to be. It's going to be slow pace, but it's definitely going to be a better and blessed year. So without further ado, we're going to bring our guests up. Let me bring them in. Let's see. Here you go. Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Nice to see you guys virtually.
Yes. Right? Better New Year.
Yes. Happy New Year. Merry New Year.
Absolutely. So without further ado, we want to properly introduce you ladies. So Lynette.
So Autumn Luke is known as Lowkey Looseleaf. She is an entrepreneur who developed Autumedia LLC to provide quality entertainment and digital media marketing products and services after resigning from her position and a career in IT. She embodies and motivates others through creative expression via autumedia glow up experience platform. Lowkey aspires to build a community of ambitious young entrepreneurs and entertainers that will educate and influence the next generation. So welcome, Autumn.
Welcome. Yes, Autumn.
She is also joined by Shani. Am I pronouncing your name correctly? I hope.
Yep.
Okay. Shani the Visionary Harris, also known for her show, Shani TV. She is a certified happiness coach, a speaker, and as well as the host of Shani TV. She also partnered with Autumn Luke, developing Shine, which is streaming happiness in negative environments. This is a platform that showcases artists who are spreading happiness through the arts. Shani teamed up again with Lowkey Looseleaf, aka Autumn Luke, and they developed autumedia to provide, again, a positive experience for creators to glow up and shine. Shani TV visualizes a happy world. Shani TV visualizes a happier world. I'll go back by inspiring each individual to find their happiness within and shine the light for someone else to find their way. Happy me equals happy we. So welcome, Shani.
Yes. Welcome. Let's glow. Let's shine. Let's go.
Yes. Love it.
That's an awesome thing. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, just nothing but positive energy. And that's what we need in 2021. I love it. I simply love it.
Yes, absolutely. It's an awesome thing. So I think happiness is something that everybody should strive to be. It's a wonderful place to be in life, within and without. And also helping other people along the way to get there. So I applaud you ladies for taking on that initiative. I'm tongue-tied. So tell us a little bit about who you are. We're going to start with Autumn and what you ladies do.
Are you muted?
Your sound is not on.
So I've been talking this whole time. So by trade, I am a digital marketer. However, I also am a poet, and I do a lot of spoken word, and I also sing as well. And I wanted to merge the two by providing digital marketing services to aspiring creators and novice creators that want to build their brand without breaking the bank. You know, providing them a platform where they can speak, where they can showcase their work, and that's through the glow up experience, growth, liberation, ownership while under pressure. And Shani, she came to me and presented Shine, which is streaming happiness in negative environments. And it was a great partnership, a great team up for us to, do this for novice creators or even seasoned creators.
Right. Oh, awesome. I mean, that's amazing. And when you both are doing some positive things, separately, and then they be able to join together and collaborate with both what you both are doing and making it even better. I just love it. I follow you both, and I see what you're doing. And you guys both of your smiles are just contagious. Like when you guys smile, you feel that happy. So why would you want to make everybody happy? All you had to do is smile, and you succeeded right there. You succeeded.
So tell us a little bit about you, Shani.
Well, much love. Thank you guys so much for letting us come on here and just give our message and just showcase happiness right here, right now, because we don't really know what's going on with anybody. So I just appreciate everybody that came out and shared their time, their space. And I'm Shani TV. I'm the host of the Glow Up Experiences, and I also host another show that I'm not going to drop right now, but it's going to be dropping this year. So you got to look out for that. But ultimately, I got certified in happiness for myself, and I really needed it before 2020, before all this, when I was going through my own stuff. So I found that happiness was something that everybody wanted. And that's why I started to study it and research, and I got certified in it. And it doesn't stop there. Like every day I try my best to be a better person and to look people in their eyes and just treat them as humans. So that's where I come from with my message. And that's why I'm here on this show, just to let people know, like, happiness is not unattainable. And it's not something you have to fight for. You don't got to buy products for, because those things do help to find your happiness. But I want you guys to learn that your happiness is within you. And that's the only thing I want you to remember. And I love you guys. I can't wait to just keep working with you guys and see you guys grow. I follow, the show and everything. I think it's a great thing that you guys are doing. So thank you so much.
Thank you as well. And definitely happiness is an inside job. That's one of the things, the key pieces. So I'm glad that you said that, because a lot of people look for external things or external things externally to make them happy. But that's when they find that their happiness wavers, because as my pastor always says, in order to be happy, something has to be happening. But when you have it on the inside, it's just in you, regardless of what's going on in your environment. So that's awesome. And to be there is an epiphany, because it's something that people don't know that they can achieve, that they can attain and maintain it. So it's like but it is a struggle for some people, especially when they live in certain environments. You know what I mean? So I applaud you, ladies, for reaching out to those people to bring them on board to being happy.
And I want to.
I'm happy, even though some people might think I'm not, because I'm mean. They might not be like, "Oh,
you're not mean."
So, but I'm, and you know what? And it's like, to be, growing up and being in relationships and going through different friendships and things like that. You go through a lot of drama, and to be, older and be drama free and be able to enjoy your life, with your family, your husband, and travel, and just, we all have situations where we might feel a little down at times, but when you have God in your life, and when you trust and believe in Him, and you do it through prayer, you can't be nothing but happy, because you know what? It's tears of joy. So all that joy and happiness is going to come out no matter what. So you just have to find it within yourself and know and trust and believe in yourself that no matter what you're going through, whatever situation may occur, that it's joy within you, and that God's going to bring you out of that. And that gives you happiness. Yeah.
And you got to hold on to that truth, because it's real.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I wanted to add that with the environment thing, we're all virtual these days, and there's virtual bullying. People use the internet as a tool to attack people, and it's we started Shine online. This was something that we did virtually. We started this in November, and this will February 21st will be our second showcase. So it's like not only are we going to the outside environments, but we're trying to bring happiness to the virtual environments as well.
That's good because it's often overlooked. Like, people forget about the cyberbullying and things like that. Yeah. And then other people measuring them. They're looking at social media and measuring themselves up to celebrities and different things and getting in their own little depression world because the haves and the have nots. But like I said, things don't make you happy. You make you happy.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So,
And to piggyback, sorry about that.
no, go ahead.
I just think to piggyback on that, like as scientists, me and Lowkey, like we like to see how things work and how things are connected. And we see that the environment really does affect you. And that's why we're really trying to focus on just pushing that happiness where it's needed the most. So
Exactly.
Right, because a lot of people say I am sad or I am mad, but what you have to realize is your feelings isn't what you are. You know what I'm saying? You can be happy.
Mm-hmm.
You can feel sad in the moment, but if you train your mind to look at things in a different light or focus your direction or focus your mindset in a different direction, you can become happy from within and not have to worry about what's going on the outside.
Well, that's why with so many people, passing in our lives. And of course, we never want to lose anyone that we love. But, I always say, think of all the good memories to bring you happiness. And you'll find yourself, laughing at times because you're thinking about all the good times that you had, a certain situation or a dance that you had together or whatever the case may be. Because if you just keep, dwelling on the sadness of the person, gone, because at the end of the day, it's two certainties. It's one is life and one is death. And it's all going to happen to us. So we have to focus. That's why while we are together and alive, we have to appreciate each other and love on each other and be happy and make those happy memories. So that when they do go on, we'll have that to remember, and we'll find ourselves just walking, they come to mind and we're laughing or we're smiling to ourselves, and bring that happiness. Yeah.
And there is a time to mourn. There is a time to like even Jesus wept, like what I'm saying. Even he showed compassion at times, but there's a time to come out of it as well. And that's what Shani and I are that's our mission, that's our goal through this Shine experience.
It's important because, like you said, some people get stuck. Like, we're all human. So we're allowed to feel and we're allowed to express our emotions and we're allowed to be sad at times. We're human first. But when you get stuck and you stay there, that's where the challenges come in. So I'm glad that you are pioneers of this happiness movement because it's extremely important, because I know a lot of people who, they either fake it till you make it, or they smile in public, but then behind closed doors, they're going through so many things. So to just let them know it's okay to go through it. Just don't get stuck there. I don't think that God's purpose for us is to be sad and dwelling in depression. You know what I mean? So it's good that you sisters, because a lot of times they say, oh, Black women don't help other Black women, or we don't stick together, or we like crabs in a barrel. But it's so far from the truth. So I'm glad that you're a vision of that light, and I just applaud you, because happiness is certainly important. It's important.
I'm just happy right now. I'm just
and joyful, because joy is above happiness.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
yes.
But so what inspired you ladies to want to do something like this? I know Shani said that she went through something herself. and this is what she needed. So, but just tell us a little bit more about that, if you don't.
So I think that everybody, like you said, happiness is something that comes and goes, but joy, that goes nowhere. Joy is like the ocean, right? And then you got to come and take your little bucket and you got to scoop it out. But if you go to the ocean with a little spoon, that's how much happiness you're going to have, because you only got that little spoon. But you just got to get better tools, better resources. That's why this is just another resource. We're not saying this is the way, because there's multiple ways to get to where you are, your happiness point, who you are. You can put any name on it, but everybody here, everybody in the comments, they can say I am. And we can leave it there, or we can say I am this. Like Autumn was saying, I am unhappy. I am this. I'm fat. I'm skinny. Everybody focuses on the wrong things. I'm included in that. I'm included in that. And that's why I'm trying to be realistic and be transparent, because people, like you say, they're fake. And they sell happiness in a car. You like, oh, look at those happy families in a car. And then you sit there looking at the bus you got to take. So now you're like, I'm not going to be happy until I get that car. So in my mind, artists, they struggle the most out of everybody that is giving happiness. Like when you look at art, you're like, man, I'm happy. But that artist goes home and what do? What are they doing? Are they giving happiness back to themselves? And we're guilty of that. Me and Lowkey, we're guilty of being in a sunken place, because happiness comes on a wave. It's a wavelength. But if you don't have the tools to get you back to the top, or get you back to where you are, the I am, that's constant. But if you don't get back here, that's why we're bringing this experience, because people are stuck. They're in isolation and
dark places.
But you know that I think what you guys are doing is so awesome. Of course, before we end this with you, I want you to tell everybody where they can find and support you, and be a part of this. But that's why we talk about this, and we're older, and I'm sure it's an age range that participate. But all of this stuff needs to be done at a younger age,
early age,
a very, very, very early age, because with the bullying, with different life teaching that they're not taught in schools. It needs to be taught to them at a young age, because then, like with bullying, they know how to handle being bullied. They know how to handle if somebody touched them the wrong way. They don't know this. It's not really taught to them or told to them. And so now they're growing up, and now they're damaged goods, and they don't know how to be happy, and they don't know how to react or handle situations. I mean, we have some parents and some family who do, tell their kids different things, but I don't, with bullying, I really don't think they say to their kid, like, hey, look at this. I'm sure there's a lot of books or a lot of videos that's out there that they need them to just sit down and watch it, instead of video games, playing Xbox and PlayStation and things like that. It's like the younger, that's how we can save them. It's the younger ones who need to be hurt to hear all this, and need to teach their mindset to grow up to be happy. And I'm telling you, this world would be such a happier world. Yeah,
I totally agree. Teen suicide would even go down. That rate of teen suicide would even go down if people knew how to cope better with the challenges that you are going to face in life. You never know what, I always say, you never know what you're going to do with the cards that you're dealt, but you better play the best hand you can, because you are the person that is in control of that card game. You know, so anyway,
we could go on for hours about this, and it's just a blessing that you ladies, brought yourself out of that, and you want to share, even though you're still probably growing within it as well, because you're finding yourself in other situations where it's like, hey, wait a minute, like chill out, get out of this thing and spread the happiness. How can I teach it and preach it and not be about it? So I'm sure it's a learning for you as well, and it's helping you to help others.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
For sure.
So Autumn, do you want to talk a little bit about Autumedia outreach?
Yeah, so autumedia outreach, last month, we did a fundraiser to raise funds for the Mississippi Food Network. And you know, we for each dollar that equals 6 meals, and we were able to raise $1,370. So
That's
we were
awesome.
I try, you have to contact me after this because I tried to go on that link. I don't know what happened, but make sure you
okay.
contact me after
Sure.
this.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll put that in
Yeah.
the chat as well. But you know, there with even before COVID, you know, there was hunger. You know what I'm saying? So with the Automedia outreach, we just try to do things for charitable donations for different charities, and it just goes right along with Shine. You know what I'm saying? Because we want to give our time too, not just money. We want to give our time to people as well. So if
Right.
you want to sign up, you can go to autumedia.com/sign up. I'll put it in the comments as well for anyone who wants to participate in any of the experiences that we have with the Globe experience.
Yes.
So how
Yeah.
can they follow you, ladies, and find out more about what you're doing? So give them your contact information, your social media handles.
So my social media handle for Instagram is at ItsShaniTV. So ItsShaniTV. And you'll be able to find me there. You can see all the other glow up experiences because I'm behind the scenes all the time, dropping the experiences. So come to my page. You can come to Autumn's page. You can go to autumedia.com. Autumn, give them the rundown. Come on, Luke.
And make
know where
sure
they can find us.
make sure y'all spell it out too.
Right. So Automedia, AUTUMEDIA, and that's on Instagram. You can find me at Autumn Luke on Facebook. And again, if you want to learn more, you can go to automedia.com. That's AUTUMEDIA.com.
And Shani, spell yours out, Shani.
So my ad on Instagram is ItsShaniTV. It's Shani TV.
Yes. Awesome. We want to thank you,
Thank
ladies,
you.
for coming on a Real Recognized Real Talk radio show. And we wish you all the success,
Yes.
you know, all the blessings
Yes.
and happiness.
Let's glow. Let's shine.
Yes.
For having us.
Yeah, absolutely. 2021 is definitely the year. So thank you so much for coming on, and we'll
Thank
see
you.
you guys soon. And when you release your next project, Shani, just make sure you hit us up, and we would love to have you on the show. All right.
Let's go.
All
Thank
right.
you so much,
Guys.
Evan. Be blessed, everybody.
Bless. Yes.
God bless.
Oh, that was awesome.
That was awesome. Yeah. Definitely important.
Yeah, always important. Happiness is the key. You know, it's just, you know, you get filled with happiness. I mean, the joy that you have in your heart and how you feel, it's just so amazing. And I wish that and pray that, you know, the world can feel that, you know, that people, and I know it's a lot of different devastating things out there, and it's hard for people to feel that happiness. But, you know, I do pray that, that everybody can actually feel the happiness around them.
Me as well. It's what drives you.
Huh?
It's what drives you and gives you energy. It feeds your soul and your spirit. So you got to be careful what you're feeding it with. So happiness is an awesome thing to feed your spirit with. So anyway.
So we have the next guest in the green room that I'm getting ready to bring up. Let's here we go. Let me see. Hi. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good, beautiful. Thank you for joining the Real Recognized Real Talk radio show. So what we're going to do is we're going to properly introduce you first. Lynette?
Yeah, so correct me if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Kiera Ingram?
Kiera Ingram.
Kiera Ingram is a wife, mother of 4, and woman of faith who takes time out to create meaningful connections with her family, church, and the communities in which she serves. Kiera is a realtor, who is known as the real estate queen pin, a multi-state broker, author, coach, and founder of both KI and Associates Real Estate Brokerage and Advantage Business Academy Real Estate School. She has over 15 years of experience assisting real estate investors with strategically growing their portfolios, as well as assisting real estate investors to grow their real estate businesses. In November 2020, Kiera's highly anticipated book, How to Become a Real Estate Boss, was released. The book is an essential practical guide that includes workbook sections that allow new and existing real estate agents to be able to launch or relaunch their real estate careers with confidence. So welcome and thank you, Kiera.
Thank
Welcome.
you.
Yes.
And you have 15 years of experience. You look so young.
I know.
I tell people I'm a real adult. I've been married for 18 years, and my oldest
Wow.
is 6. He just turned 17, actually.
What?
Wow.
I want to drink some of your youth water.
I'm sorry. That's what it is.
That's
Probably
what they say.
right in front of us.
Thank you.
So how did you get into real estate?
So I got into real estate. I wanted to get into real estate. Like, I always loved HGTV, and I used to always watch Girlfriends, and I loved Tony Childs, and I was just like, I want to get into real estate. I want to be, like her. And then I did it, but I had no success in it really for my first year. I got out of it. I started working like a 9-to-5 job, and then I had a health scare. And I ended up having heart failure after I had my daughter.
Oh, wow.
And while I was in the hospital, I was like, I really need to find a career that will let me make the money I want to make, but also be able to manage heart disease. So that's what made me really get committed to doing it full time.
Wow. So if you don't mind me asking, what was the challenge that you encountered the first time that made it not successful?
Yeah, I just joined like the first brokerage that said they wanted me. I didn't really do like a lot of research, and the brokerage I joined, it just was a bad fit. So it wasn't a lot of support. And I thought that I knew enough from just going to real estate school, but I had no idea about how to actually grow the business. I just knew the rules and regulations. So no one, it was like a really competitive office. So there was no support.
Right.
Wow. So that's something that's a teachable moment for those people that are listening and watching as well.
Absolutely.
But it's good that now, because you're known as the real estate queen pin, so it was a learning lesson along the way. So everything
right, and your determination. It's sorry to hear. How are you doing after you said you had the heart?
Well, I've had heart disease for 12 years. I'm going on 13 years in March, and I just learned how to manage it. I have like really good days where it doesn't even bother me, and then I have some rough days where I have to take a break from everything.
Right. So you are to be commended with those challenges that you continue to rise above that and continue to grow and be successful. That alone. You are a prime example of what, every young lady out here, should follow and want to be, because some of us don't have those challenges and still don't reach for the stars, but you had challenges and you said, that's not going to stop me. Because at that point you can say, I can't do this, and you didn't, even with the challenge of not having the correct office to work for, the right broker to work for. You already had that behind, against you. And then you had the heart disease came together. You could have just said, no, that's it. I'm done. But, you didn't. And so God is good.
Yes.
Amen. 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 So what advice would you give someone who's interested in starting to invest in real estate? Like if they want to buy their first property and just learn a little bit about the real estate market?
The biggest advice I would give to somebody is to just do it, because a lot of times, especially in our communities, we disqualify ourselves before we even really get started. And I always tell people, like, just get that first property whether it's your investment property or if it's your first home, you just need one, and then you can start building wealth from that one. So don't disqualify yourself. You know, there's a lot of programs out here. It's a lot of money, you know, for people who are trying to get started. And I also tell people to try to get your family involved, because a lot of people don't know, if you are selling property to a direct relative, you can give them a gift of equity so they don't have to put money down. And that's how, you know, that's a good way to get started if you don't have a lot of money for a down payment.
That's interesting, because that was going to be my next question. It was along those lines, because it was going to be like, so what if you have the credit score, but you don't have the money for the down payment? So,
right.
Yeah, I would tell people, you know, don't be afraid to group up and do things together. You know, a lot of times we be scared to like group up with our families and our friends, but it's smart. It's a smart business decision to do that. And you use whatever people have. So if your strength is credit and mine is income, we could put that together and make some things happen.
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So
So
tell us about your book. Oh,
Lynette, you hooking me
yeah.
up? You hooking me up? You got the money. I got
Look, I got the credit score. That's why I asked the question. I got the credit score, but with that other side, we playing catch up on.
right.
So I'm working on it, though. I'm working on it. But I got the credit score. That's for sure.
Yeah, I know that's right.
That's right. Credit scores is valuable. So
Right.
Exactly. So tell us about your book, How to Become a Real Estate Boss, and how can people find it and purchase it?
it's right here. Can y'all see it? So
Yeah.
She like, damn. I thought you didn't.
I just told my kids, like, bring me a book. But it's available on Amazon.com, and it's available on my website. My website is howtobecomearealestateBoss.com, and you can buy a book there, or you can just go on Amazon and buy a book there, either way. And it's available as an ebook and a paperback.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. What you say?
I was just going to ask her, how many? So, do you own a lot of properties?
I own properties as part of different groups. So
Okay.
I always tell people, like, it's best to invest as a LLC and in a group. So yeah, I have quite a few properties in a few different states.
Nice.
Awesome. Now, would you say this current climate that we're in, is it a buyer's market, or is it's not good to buy at this time because of the climate? What would you say?
I would say it's definitely a seller's market, but it's a
Sellers.
weird seller's market because the interest rates are so low. So
Right.
even though you might be paying more, because it's very competitive. So like something that might go on the market today, it might literally be under contract within a couple of hours or by tomorrow. But because the interest rates are so low, the amount that buyers are paying monthly is the same as they were when the prices were lower. So it's a seller's market, but it is a good time to buy.
Okay. That's good to know. Because a lot of people that I talk to, they say, oh, no, it's not a good time to buy because people get in your property and then they have all of these stipulations where they don't have to pay.
Oh,
Right.
no.
Well, because of the COVID
The
situation.
COVID.
Right.
You
So
know,
I wouldn't tell people to buy anything that's occupied.
right.
You want
Okay.
something that's vacant. So that way you can screen your tenants and get them in. I would not buy anything occupied right now because you're probably not going to be collecting the rent. So
And you know,
Exactly.
but you know, for real, a lot of people are so not informed of the services that was out there to provide. So the landlords had to apply for these grants to get the money for the tenants who couldn't pay. So
Right.
there was money out there, and you know, when people are not informed or they don't know what's out there or do their research, you know, then they're stuck. But
Right.
you know, for those who did and knew about this, they received their money. You know, they
Right.
received their money. So you just gotta make sure when you go into any business, you know, real estate or anything, you have to do your research and know the in and outs of everything that is accessible to you. In case other situations, you have to have a plan A, plan B, plan C, and plan D.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Absolutely.
especially, I always tell landlords, like some landlords feel like it's not their responsibility to notify their tenants of what's available. But if you want to keep
If you
money,
wanted that money,
you want to send them every resource, because I know with the new PPP loan and all that stuff that's getting ready to come out, soon as that stuff comes out, you want to make sure that all of your tenants are notified, especially if you know that they're having trouble paying their rent.
Right,
exactly, because that's benefiting you. You know, you
Right.
want your money, you ought to
right,
notify them. One of the things that I find, but I know a lot of people who had real estate properties and they had bad tenants, and it seemed like it's it's almost unfair that how this, at least in the city of Philadelphia, how it seems like the tenants have more rights than the landlord. And it's like, but the landlord has this mortgage that they gotta pay whether
Right.
you paying or not. And then it's like you have to wait to evict them 6 months and they can tear up the property. It's just a mess. And I think it's unfair when you have a good landlord who's doing everything that they're supposed to do, keeping the property up and stuff like that, and then you have bad tenants who just feel like they can live for free and don't want to pay anything, but and you can't put them out your property and get somebody in there that's willing to pay unless you go through this long process. So like I know somebody who had a property and the person in the property, they didn't pay I think the gas bill or the water bill, and it went up to like thousands of dollars. And so when this person took them to court, they said the landlord was responsible.
right.
And I
Because
was
you
like, that's not right.
It's
But
not right, but there, once again, you have to be informed. So I told everybody I knew, because me and Tony, we owned a property as well, our home, when we moved out and bought another home. So we decided just to rent that one out. But you have to sign up with PGW,
Right.
and you sign up the landlord
Protection program.
protection, and this way, no matter how much their gas bill is, you're not responsible for it at all. Then you have the home serve, which is an insurance for
homestead.
home serve, which is an
Okay.
insurance that if anything happens on the outside of your house, underground, the sewer or whatever, that you think that you might not be responsible for, that the city would be. No, you're responsible for that. And if that's damaged, then now you have that huge bill. And I told one of my coworkers, I'm like, make sure you sign up. He never did. It was something that happened on it. It was $4,000 bill that he was forced to pay.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to be informed.
No.
Right. That's the issue. And so we tried the landlord thing, and it worked out for a little bit, but then it didn't. My thing is, so I believe she lost her job, and I said, okay, I can work with you. I understand that. Things happen to people, and we were thankfully blessed that we didn't need that income to pay for our new home. So that was just extra income. But the thing of it is, I kept saying to the young lady, so tell me, how much can you give me? So for an example, if I'm just going to throw a number out there, if the rent was $500, okay, I know you can't pay $500. What can you pay? She said, oh, Miss Franchella, I can pay $100. I would said, okay, I accept that. She could not tell me how much she pay. Now, what you getting, how much you getting in. What other expenses you have. Do your talliation and say, hey, Miss Franchella, I can at least give you this. That's all I asked from her, and this went on and on and on and on. So y'all can say I'm a slumlord, a bad landlord. So it just went on. I got no rent. I got no answers. I tried to work with her. Well, my heater went. The heater went, and it was the dead of winter. I did not fix it. Why should I fix it? Is it my job?
You wasn't getting any compensation to be able. I mean, even though
I tried to work, and that's the only way we got her out, because it was no heat. So I mean, it is what it is, And I tried, and I'm sure a lot of other people tried, but then we're bad landlords, or we're the bad one when it's actually. So it goes both ways. We do have some deadbeat slumlords too, but it is really, I commend people, because I know a lot of people who have several properties, and I hear horror stories when you get to work. You hear different horror stories of their tenants, and and it's sad. So it's also the best thing to do. And I don't know if you can agree with me, is to have a management company manage property.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, and you as the owner have to deal with the ratchetness,
right?
Yes, the ratchetness in there, it's not worth it. You need to hire a management company that would. Maybe I should start a management company.
Property manager, right?
We can hook up. Yeah, you got start my management company. You know, you get like 5% of off the rent. That's your fee, and hey, you handle all the paperwork. If you know you need to get them out, you need to get a repair person over. Like the management company handles everything. This way, you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, it makes being a landlord almost effortless when you have a management company, because they're taking on all of those headaches that you really just don't want to deal with as a landlord. Most landlords really just want to get their check in the mail and let that just be it. So I tell people, if you're, some people are like really determined that they want to be their own management. But if you have other stuff going on, especially if you have more than a couple of tenants, it can become a lot.
Right.
So I always tell people it's worth the money of just hiring that help. And then that stuff is all tax deductible at the end of the year, because it's part of what you're spending to keep your business going.
Right. Absolutely. So where can everybody find you? All the viewers that are listening and hear you, tell them again, once again, where they can find your book and where they can find you on social media.
So my book is at www.howtobecomearealestateboss.com. And you can find me on Instagram at ki.queenpen, and the same thing on Facebook, ki.queenpen.
So, with that same web address, can they find out about your academy as well?
The academy is Advantage Business Academy, and it's abarealestateclasses.com. And you can take all the classes that you need to become a licensed real estate agent in Pennsylvania.
Oh, nice. We didn't get into the classes and stuff, That's why she's the boss.
That's why.
That's why she's the boss. Yeah, I've really been trying to get more people to get into real estate, because it's one of the best decisions I made. And even when I was doing it part-time, it still made more sense than a lot of other part-time jobs that I could have been doing. So I always try to get more people into it.
It's something that I've thought about, but I just never did it, but I do. In 2021, I said I was going to buy a business because I want to do something else to expand my own line. So it's something that I'm thinking about considering. So it's good to know that you have that.
Yes, people think it takes so much, but it's literally 75 hours worth of class. And then you just need to get with a broker that's going to really give you the support to help you, figure out the business side.
Right. And you have to be, you have to really want to do this and be dedicated, because you do have to pay your insurance. And then in order to get that back, because you don't want to be paying for this insurance and not sell any homes. So the hustle is to make sure you sell homes. One more question for you before I let you go. How, as a female, as a woman, though, nowadays it's so dangerous and everything when you go out there to show these homes to people, the safety, what safety measures are you taking? It was a real estate agent that my daughters have. One just bought a townhouse, the other one bought a condo. And the young lady, the way she dressed sometimes when she came out to show us the property, I mean, I personally had to say something to her, because I'm like, do you dress like this when you get, she told me we had a situation where she was, pushed up against the wall because of Mel, and she's in this empty house by herself. I'm like, well, you're opening yourself to this.
Like, so who's selling you, or that you selling the house?
Right,
exactly.
I do tell my agents, like, number one, you do want to be mindful of your appearance and things like that. But there are also some things, like, I never show anything to a new client without getting a copy of their ID up front. So if you just call in and like, hey, meet me here, I'm not meeting nobody unless I had an ID. And I'm licensed to carry. So, but I also my husband or my brother or somebody with me until I really build a rapport with that client and I feel comfortable. Because I work with a lot of out of town and out of country investors. So I'm often in like abandoned houses falling apart and things like that. So I'm trying to always build that rapport. Once I'm comfortable, then I'll go by myself. But until I'm comfortable, I don't go.
Right, right. Yeah, absolutely. Great advice. Great advice.
Good, good. Yeah.
All right. So thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
Much success, continued success, because you're already a boss. So continuing success.
Absolutely.
Guys, if you're listening, please go out there and purchase her book, as well as get that 75 hours of course time in, and become a real estate boss, because you know, we can have several bosses, so
That's
become
right.
a real estate boss, right?
It's room for everybody.
Absolutely.
Exactly. It's a lucrative business when you do it right.
Yes.
Right. So thank you so much for
Well,
coming on the Real Recognized Real Talk Radio Show, and we wish you much happiness in 2021.
Thank
yeah,
you.
good health and prosperity.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much.
You're
You're
welcome.
welcome. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
So this was awesome. You know, I just like so excited about all the guests that we always have. And I mean, you know, all the valuable information that, you know, we're allowed to give our viewers, you know, across the US as well as across, you know, the country. What I love about this streaming, you know, is that we're able to, you know,
reach more people.
Our information to more people, you know, versus just within, you know, the studio. I do miss the studio because of the live performances that we're able to have and things like that. So we're gonna have to probably do like a little mixed bag, but you know, being able to just have on your pajama bottom in a nice top, you know, and
the comfort of your home.
like everything is taken off, and you know, boom, you're right in the bed. So
with my feet hurting from them hills I have
you're right, exactly, trying to be cute and stuff, you know. So this is great. I mean, God is truly amazing, and I'm just looking forward to 2021. Just bringing, you know, so much joy and happiness to not just us as a co-host, but
peace.
And peace, yes,
Peace.
And peace, you know. So I see a lot of comments on the side, you know, from people chiming in and really enjoying the information and the show. So
Thank
know, guys,
for tuning in, y'all.
If you're interested, if you know someone who's interested in being on the show, just hit us up at rrrtalkradio@yahoo.com. That's our email address, and then you can find us on all social media handles at RRR Talk Radio, and just support us. You know, check our website out. We have some valuable information on there, and the shows are being loaded on our website, so you can always go back and check the shows out. So
exactly, they're on our Facebook page as well.
Yes, of course. This is where this is being live streamed at. So our tech is working on loading this into our website as well as our YouTube pages, and you know, we're just trying to get out there. You know,
follow us. Tell a friend to follow us on our Real Recognized Real Talk Radio page on YouTube, on Facebook, and on Instagram.
And so, what is your 2021? What is it? The
resolution?
Yes, thank you, girl. I
didn't make one this year. I just said that before the end of this year, it's not a resolution, it's a goal, something that I am really going to do. I want to open up a business, like a physical. I want to buy a property. That, like, I was serious when I said that. I want to buy a property where I can expand my business and take it from online to both, to doing
right
both, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice,
so,
nice.
Yeah, that's
speaking into existence. You just spoke it into existence.
Yeah. And it was something I was going to keep on the low till I was cutting the scissors. But since you asked.
Yeah, that's right. No, speaking
now I'm held accountable. Now I'm being held accountable for following through. I like that.
Right, exactly. Because now that you said it, now you got to make it happen. That's how I am too. If I say something, it's like now, and it's like, oh, I got to do it because I'm a person of my word. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you never know who's watching the show, who's listening to say, hey, I got a property
I can
for
help
you.
you do that. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I got the credit score. And you got the capital. We can talk.
Absolutely. So,
But
of
thank
course,
y'all for tuning in.
yes, we're out of time, and I want to thank everybody for joining into the show. I see my diva sister Lauren, of course, my husband Tony, who always supports. He's always on here. You got Darlene Smith. Yeah, Mama Dukes is on here. I'm trying to see who else we have. We had a couple of people that came off. My cousin Angie. Just giving everybody a shout out who always tune in and really support
Thank
us.
you.
Khadijah, yes, thank you so much. My cousin Bobby Blue. It's just the list goes on and on. I'm just scrolling up. I can't see Eli. With Eli and Lou. So Mentor. Yeah. So it's just so many people, and we are so appreciative for the support. But everyone have a prosperous 2021, and of course we're on every second Tuesday of the month at 7 p.m. So until then, we out.
Peace. See y'all in February. Happy Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day, because we won't be on that.
Absolutely. Peace.